Yo, what's going on guys, JBH here and welcome back to 2K18 where today we are going up against the Pistons at the Amway Center down in Orlando. Suffered a pretty disappointing loss against the Raptors midweek. I did record that game but unfortunately it didn't seem to work in the end. And same goes for the Thunder game that was on, I think that's Monday, so yeah, really disappointing. The Thunder game we were down by 12 points and came all the way back to win in the final quarter by 4, which, I mean, 12 points when you're playing 6-minute quarters, that's quite difficult to come back from, especially against OKC. But yeah, that was probably one of the best wins ever. I can't believe it failed to record. I'm having some issues with my Elgato game capture recently, so yeah, not good, but it seems to be working now. So just trying to think. Yeah, no, we'll go. I was gonna make some changes to the squad, but we'll keep it as it is. It seems to be working.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the Orlando Magic at Amway Center. Well, for Orlando, playing above 500 in the last few weeks, not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. And this evening, going head-to-head, two of the best rebounding teams in the league. Should be a serious bump and grind. Kenny, what makes these two clubs so great on the boards?
Fundamentals, Ernie. Fundamentals.
Okay.
You know, that's something that you can teach, but then there's something that you can't teach. Speed and size.
And you have to want it more than the next guy. And your instincts, you got to have be like a great rebounder. You got to have great anticipation, a la Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
Yeah. And with the game just about ready to begin, time to send it to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
On the floor for the visiting Detroit Pistons. At small forward, Reggie Miller. At center, Timofey Mozgov. At point guard, Reggie Jackson. At the other forward position, Tobias Harris. At the other guard position, Avery Bradley.
I love it how they boo Tobias Harris as he's an ex-Magic player. That's so funny.
Small forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 1, Jonathan Isaac. At point, 6'0", number 14, DJ Augustin. At the other forward position, at 6'9", number 00, Aaron Gordon. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 10, Evan Fournier. Your home team head coach is Frank Vogel. Once again, go Orlando Magic!
coming at you from the beautiful Amway Center in downtown Orlando, Florida, home of the Magic. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. For the Detroit Pistons, they coming off a good outing against the Bucks.
Yeah, and some nights, you know, the starters carry the load, and then there's others when it's about the bench. That night, the bench won out.
Sometimes when you go to your second unit, sometimes the offense can ball down.
Here we go.
Not that night.
We want to get another win on the board.
Tip-off goes to Orlando. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt. Harris is out there with Reggie Bullock, and it's Mozgov in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Isaac. Gordon a screen. Augustin from outside.
Nice. Surely.
Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. Bradley kicks to Bullock. And stolen by Fournier. To the inside. Vucevic. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot. But he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Mozgov.
Can't believe he didn't hit that.
At this point of the season, the length of the NBA schedule really starts to impact rookies. That rookie wall. When you were a rookie, did you hit that wall? Did you feel that wall?
Yeah, I did. I remember a West Coast trip in January on the West Coast playing the Lakers. It just feels like your legs are moving in mud. I mean, no matter what you do, the proper rest, icing, massages, you never could get traction. And then all of a sudden, in about 2 or 3 more weeks, you start to feel better.
And the first one drops. And the bad boy Pistons, perhaps the greatest group this franchise has put together and also one of the most memorable in the history of the NBA. Smitty, you played against some of those guys. What was that like?
Well, first of all, Kevin, I got a chance to grow up in Detroit, watching these guys, being around them, being able to practice. I mean, they were a total tight group. They had some great characters in Lambeer and Rodman and Sally and Dumars and Isaiah and the Microwave. But they played extremely hard. And obviously the style of play was defense, rebound, and put you on your butt.
Now here's Bradley. 9 points last game out.
Nice. Gordon for the dunk.
Gordon inside.
Oh, bullshit. Where's the foul? Oh, there we go.
Defensively, you caused the miss, but then you have to corral.
Very nice.
You know, there is nothing more frustrating than that. Giving up points on a possession, you won.
Jackson kicks to Harris. Mozgov a screen on Gordon. Harris with it. And it's Gordon picking him up, and it's good for 2.
Tell you what, Mozgov is a load rolling out of that screen. Great hands there as well.
Went too early.
Fournier against Bradley. Isaac misses.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Nice.
Magic have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. To the middle.
The assist.
And you can just see how that motor never subsides. Isaac always looking to put on a show there with his dunking ability.
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stuff and some great basketball going on. Now here's Mozgov.
Watch him.
6 on the shot clock. The drive by Jackson. Back to Mozgov. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's
it. I didn't even touch it.
So
went in anyway.
close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Orlando, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Mozgov with the steal. Here's Bradley, and it's in there. And it's all knotted up.
And what I like about Avery at the guard position, he's unafraid to challenge the interior.
Pass to Isaac. The tray.
Nice.
The 3-pointer is right on target. Isaac's got 5 now.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that.
Back in front.
That's just inviting trouble.
You know, Stephen, I think of Stan Van Gundy, I think of versatile, because we all know he's the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, but he's in charge of all their personnel moves, too. This guy's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, he does. I mean, when you start to look at it, he's wearing 2 hats. And one thing, he's doing a good job trying to run this organization from a management standpoint, and also from a culture standpoint. So far, so good for Stan.
Detroit shooting their first free throws of this game.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Here you have the consummate pro. Rare to see Avery Bradley complain or give anything less than 100%.
Both free throws good from Avery Bradley.
And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after one season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
Here's Isaac. 5 points in the game. Just 4 to shoot.
Get in.
They get it back, and Vucevic kicks to Fournier.
Shit timing.
And Nikola Vucevic is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, good box out. Keeps him shielded off and then draws the over-the-back call.
Over eager to make a play. Got out of control. That's an unnecessary foul.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Biombo is checked in for Vucevic. Spates comes in for Isaac. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Evan Fournier. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Augustin.
Not all that good, I'm not going to lie. We've got Spates, he's pretty good.
And no good. Had a chance to take the lead.
For the rest.
And Bradley, a great athlete. He won the dunk contest in high school. Terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA, Greg.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
And the call will be against Langston Galloway. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Detroit. Mack with the ball. He dishes it to Biombo. Looking for Mack. He gets it there. 5 on the clock. Over Smith. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. The Pistons lead it. 1:36 left in the first quarter. Johnson's shot is off. Orlando's gone. Just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Here's Biombo. It's hauled in by Tolliver.
Come on.
The Pistons have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. To the paint, here's
0
Johnson.
points in the last 2 minutes.
Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field.
Let's slow this down a bit.
Outside Gordon. And 1:01 left in the first.
Oh my God.
They need this one.
Yes.
Gets the three-pointer to fall. Gordon's got himself on the board with 3 there.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Thank God for that. Oh God, almost forced him.
Now here is Smith. He's covered by Mack. Here's Johnson. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
No way.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
And Stanley Johnson, the youngster out of Arizona, grew up in Los Angeles where he was the high school player of the year. You know, Steve, he hasn't had the easiest time adjusting to the NBA, but he certainly has room to improve, and right now the offense just isn't there for him.
You know, the question is, people are saying, is time ticking away for Stanley to prove that he's a rotation player? He's kind of predictable on offense. People pushes him to go right because he only goes right. Just hasn't developed the way the team was hoping for.
No, oh my God.
Bounds. That one is off Smith.
It's not passing to who I wanted to, please. Cooperation.
.23 seconds left in the first quarter. And Mack kicks to Spates. Clock at 6. Now here's Mack. Not a lot of room. Good work defensively by Smith.
For fuck's sake. Cooperate, 2K.
13 feet away.
Well, you see the broad shoulders, the reach, Spates using his strength and length to make a difference defensively.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. The Pistons on top, up 1. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center.
Mexicano.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina celebrating the NBA's. Here's Grant. On the court for the Pistons, Johnson and Harris are at the forward spots. And there's Anthony Tolliver. Then there's Grant. And it's Galloway in at the two. No good from Grant. Orlando trailing here. Here's Simmons. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact.
To fail there.
Too. And there are so many amazing players in the league right now, Smitty. When you look at some of the guys who came in since you retired, who would you like to have played with or played against?
I think with, it would have been a treat to play alongside LeBron James. I think against, right now I'd love to see playing up against a guy like Giannis and Kristaps Porzingis. Just the different ways these guys affect the game at their size.
Oh my God.
There's so many guys
I am
that would
going to
love
throw
to
my
get a
controller
chance
off the
to
screen in a minute.
be in front and marvel watching Steph Curry go through what he's doing. And a Kyrie Irving. There's so many guys.
If that hadn't gone in, I swear to God.
I just wouldn't want to guard those guys. I'm going to just say play with all those guys, not against.
Grant outside. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Just 5 to shoot. Tries a three. And it's Spates with the rebound. The Magic shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Biombo kicks to Fournier. He feeds it to Mack. Biombo dishes to Fournier.
Oh, come on. What are you doing?
The pass to Mack. And Grant sends it back. God. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. A floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. Grant's got the lead up to 3 now for Detroit.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
There's the pick. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in.
Oh my God, past the person that's right next to you.
Here's Fournier. And it's Simmons penetrating.
Oh my God,
Detroit
this game
with the
is really
rebound.
pissing me off
Their
now.
last encounter was in Orlando.
Passed twice
They
to the
were
complete
able to
wrong
handle the
person.
Magic.
And look, it's always tough to win on the road. You've got to go in with the right mindset, and they did.
They were the aggressors that night, relentless in their approach, especially scoring the basketball.
No good from Grant.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And stolen by Harris.
Just pull back. Like I'm holding the stick back. Like
Here's
2 seconds
Galloway.
before it, supposedly.
And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly
I literally just came from a game on NHL 18
what you want in
where
transition,
I got fucked over on numerous
look.
occasions.
And this is
by the
his
game.
first trip to the line tonight.
And I come here and now
Orlando
this
making some
game's starting to
changes.
play out, like,
Vucevic checked in
not
for
play out,
Biombo.
but like,
Isaac comes in for Jonathan Simmons. And DJ Augustin subbed in for Shelvin Mack.
Damn,
Detroit
2K,
also
give me a
making some
break.
changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Harris. Bradley comes in for Stanley Johnson. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Grant. Vucevic setting the pick for Augustin.
yeah.
Makes it off the glass.
A good screen made all the difference. It led to open looks.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Here's Jackson. A 14-point game for him in the win against Milwaukee. Mozgov passes to Bradley. Detroit, no good that time either.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Well, this is where
Isaac had
he's
one job.
inconsistent, and that can slow
Got the height
down
by
your
like
team's
a whole
momentum.
fucking foot.
Kicks it to Jackson.
Oh, shit.
There's the feed to Galloway. Bradley, no one around
Oh, my
him.
God.
And again, it's the Pistons missing.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Yes, thank God for
And
that.
really an interesting move by the Pistons. In effect, shedding two starters in Contavious Caldwell-Pope and Marcus Morris for one in Avery Bradley. Stan Van Gundy clearly valued Bradley's leadership and playoff experience.
Yeah.
Passes it to Tolliver. The Pistons working the ball around now. Mozgov, a screen on Fournier. Here's Galloway. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Let's tie this thing back up.
And Avery Bradley, an unrestricted free agent after this season. The Pistons have made it clear they're willing to pay the luxury
Just
tax
run through
to
the
retain
gap.
his
Like,
service.
are you shitting me?
Oh, and he
rejected.
it off the glass. Wow. To the middle. Here's Isaac. It's good.
Yes.
This game is all even. Isaac's got 7
That's
points.
what I'm talking
I
about.
tell you what, Isaac is determined when he gets it inside. Obviously, the strength not there yet, but the mindset and the will definitely on display.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now?
Nice.
Or to try at least draw some fouls?
The Magic making a switch here.
Yes.
Check in. And then for Detroit, Reggie Bullock comes in for Anthony Tolliver. And it's Ish
is
Smith
much
in for
better.
Langston Galloway. Smith kicks to Mozgov. They swipe
Oh
it.
my God. Oh, what? Let's say 2 in a row.
Jackson in the corner.
Oh, there we go.
And stolen by Fournier.
Oh, with
Here's
the
Gordon. And it's
Lair.
Gordon with the finish.
Oh, and he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. Pistons trail by 4. Smith dishes to Bullock. Here's the screen. Just 5 on the clock.
fun. Why are you
Wide
giving him
open.
so much
He
room,
fires.
28?
And no good. The try spell continuing for him.
Try it there.
Augustin from outside.
Shit timing.
The shot, no good. And the Pistons now going the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. Matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. And again, Orlando running the court in transition.
Come on, sink that. Come on. Oh,
Dishes
what?
to Vucevic.
You got it.
Pass to Fournier. At the elbow, it's Gordon. It's taken away by Smith.
What?
Fires the 3. Got it off in time, but it's no good.
Didn't get it.
So
Thank
it's
God.
a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Orlando out in front, scoring 10 unanswered to
what a
finish
quarter.
off the
Fucking
quarter.
hell.
And a chance now to send it up.
Kevin, thanks. Here with head coach Frank Vogel. Coach, the team.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. Some good action during the period, as it was just a one-point game at the end of one. They found their rhythm in the second quarter and have to be feeling good here at the break, holding on to that 4-point lead. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
Really great rebounding effort, Ernie, so far. They're putting up some nice numbers in that category. That's the big difference in the first half.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. This guy should be starting, Ernie.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back, folks. The downtown skyline of Orlando, Florida, looking especially striking tonight. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
Inserted, a baby's being born, same time a man is the beginning and end.
Pistons trail by 4. Augustin and Fournier are in the backcourt. The big men are Gordon and Vucevic, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Outside for Jackson.
The question is, what are you doing?
But he gets it
Augustin,
back.
that's backcourt.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And here we go with the breakdown tonight of the front court and backcourt rebounding numbers for the Pistons.
And their guards have been very active on the glass. In a game like this, that it really could go either way. Extra possessions can make all the difference in the world. You like the way they're getting it done here by committee.
Now Augustin kicks it out to Gordon. Three-pointer.
Not wide open.
It's hauled in by Harris. Pistons trail by 4.
Never mind.
Lets it go from 11. Second chance shot. Mozgov's shot is off.
A very disappointing start to this half. 3 attempts with nothing to show for it.
Fournier passes to Augustin. At the elbow, it's Gordon. 6 to shoot.
Come on.
And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
I need to go and look at
It's
some of
not
the
there
fadeaway shots.
right now with this team leading. Perhaps
like
you
stats.
know, let's focus on some other
Can't
areas.
seem to figure out
of
which
the game.
players can and can't do it. I know Augustin's pretty good at it.
Jackson kicks to Harris.
Actually, Isaac's actually pretty good at it, but as for the rest.
Picked by Mozgov. Baseline try, and that's good.
He just shot that
6 points for Tobias Harris.
over the top
Finally,
of Vucevic,
they get
and
one
it was
to
like
drop. That's
through
one of
double
their
coverage.
first
Like,
4
how the
here in the
fuck does
third.
that work?
And Tobias Harris, the former Tennessee Volunteer, you would think a player who has been so efficient, Steve, on offense his whole career
Sink that.
wouldn't have bounced around as much as he has.
It is surprising how much he's changed teams. Always a factor on offense, and he doesn't need
Tobias
many
Harris,
touches.
you to play
If
for
I'm a
us.
coach, I love to have him as an option.
And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game for the Magic. Biyombo is checked in for Isaac. Simmons comes in for Fournier. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Augustin. Sharon Grant, he's checked in for the Pistons. Harris
Get out.
misses.
Terrible beginning to the second half. Just 1 of 5 so far.
Vucevic dishes to Gordon. Kept
come
alive.
on, yes.
Biyombo, the pass to Vucevic.
Gordon had a stellar
Now here's
first
Matt.
quarter, or first half.
Still
but he's
getting
been
warmed up
absolutely useless in
offensively.
this
No
one.
buckets yet in the game for him. Simmons against Bradley. And that one's
Yes,
good.
Simmons. Couple of ankle breakers in there, didn't quite work, but
I mean,
got
if
there
the
in the end.
defender is going to play off like that, then you
I tell you what,
know
I saw
what's
that,
going to happen. There are going
James
to be
Harden.
points put on the
I think
board.
it's James Harden.
Grant kicks
Harden's
to Bradley.
ankle breaker yesterday against the Clippers.
Mozgov, a screen
Holy
on
shit.
Simmons. And it's
That was
Bradley
like
off the
insane.
drive.
Oh, blocks,
Yeah, just
come
a
on.
solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Damn.
Gordon kicks to Mack.
Get in
It's
there.
hauled in by
Fuck.
Harris.
And that's the look this offense
So
is
we've
designed
switched
to produce.
Elfrid Payton with Mac.
Always frustrating when you
And-
do everything right, yet
Tell you
just
what,
can't
there's not
complete
much
the
of an
play.
improvement.
Feeds to Bradley.
unfortunately.
That one goes. Count it. Bradley's got 6.
Inside in traffic, Bradley doesn't care. Feels he can score now in any situation.
Mack, the pass to Gordon. There's the dish to Biyombo. In the corner, Simmons with it. Biyombo kicks to Vucevic. And oh boy,
Nice.
a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Well, the NBA can be a superstitious place at times, Steve, with all the quirks and characters in the league. And when you played, what was the strangest
Wow, I've never done that
game
before.
day ritual that you ever saw?
I think
Green's
Harold
2 in a row.
Miner. He touched everything with his nose, his gym shoes, his wristbands, the basketballs at the free throw line, and everybody did. And I think for me, as I got older, it wasn't strange.
Blocked.
It was out of necessity.
How did he?
I had to get in some kind of steam room and
Oh,
have
come
all
on.
those hot pads wrapped
me a
around me
break.
just to get loose to play.
I like that story. I don't like Baby Jordan's story, though. Harold Miner, that doesn't work for me. I don't understand that. Gordon dishes to Mack. He kicks it to Vucevic.
Oh, that was supposed to be a fucking. Come on.
And he banks in
Nice,
the layup.
Vooch.
Vucevic has got 4
By
points in the
6.
quarter.
The defense is pretty much helpless once he finds breathing room to get to the basket.
Smith kicks to Mozgov. Smith sets the pick for Mozgov. Grant against Simmons.
Oh my God, what am I doing?
Picked by Mozgov. Here's Harris. Bounces high off the rim and drops. He's got 8.
I love the way Harris moves off screens. Usually gets him the separation he needs.
Mack the pass to Gordon. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Outside for Simmons. Combo dishes to Vucevic. And there's the 3-second violation. Let's take a peek now here at the league leaders in rebounding. Third is Nikola Vucevic.
And you can't win games without rebounding the basketball. That's what has made him such an important part of what they do.
Smith kicks to Mozgov. 52 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Mozgov a screen on Gordon. And it's blocked by Gordon.
Blocked. Weirdest block I've ever seen, but
come the Magic on the break. Simmons is running. Pass to Mack.
Get that.
And that basket's
that's goaltending, yeah.
Gets the goaltending call right there.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
So for the Magic, Spates comes in for Vucevic, and DJ Augustin subbed in for Shelvin Mack. And a switcher also for Detroit. Galloway's checked in. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And he gets to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Pistons have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Crazy for Tobias Harris after signing a massive $64 million contract in 2015. He was traded just a few months later. Doesn't happen like that very often.
Here's Fournier, and no good trying to get that one. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Magic lead by 3. 2K Sports.
Last quarter
back in a
up by
moment
3.
from the Amway Center.
Let's get this thing done. Bloody Detroit. I remember as far back as I can remember when I first started watching the NBA, it was Detroit versus Lakers in the playoffs, or in the playoff finals.
And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy and a recent
what year that was.
It's got to turn right now. They can't play harder than us. They cannot. Come on.
An impassioned speech from Stan Van Gundy. He's the best, huh? Trying to fire up his players.
Yeah, and for them at this point, it's about want to. You can talk all day, but how bad do you want it?
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. Johnson and Harris are at the forward spots.
Come on,
then there's Ish Smith. Then it's Mozgov. And it's Galloway in at the shooting guard position.
About that.
Here's Johnson. It counts.
Oh my God.
And the foul.
What's with the end one?
DJ Augustin picks one up.
Creating the size mismatch in close. That's the kind of thing you're
back into this game.
Vucevic checked in for Bismack Biyombo. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Mozgov.
6-point lead, and we now blown it.
And here's Fournier. Missile on the play. It's good. He'll go to the line.
We'll take that one. That's the third.
He has the chops for
fouling plus
raising
1
the intensity
in a row
when
by
it matters
both
most.
teams.
You see why his number's being called dangerous score down the stretch.
A different look here for Detroit. Mozgov comes in for Stanley Johnson. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Ish Smith.
3.
Pistons trail by 3.
Reggie Jackson.
Picked by Mozgov. Jackson kicks to Mozgov. Back to Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Mozgov a screen on Spates. Harris inside the line. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Yes, Spacey.
Well, this is what every coach emphasizes. Keep your head up. Be willing to make the extra pass.
Outside Jackson. He dishes it to Harris. Shoots over Spates. Harris missing again. Orlando leading by 5. And Augustin kicks to Fournier. He feeds it to Vucevic. The pass to Augustin. They set the screen. Picked by Vucevic. Here's Isaac. Kept alive Orlando.
Yes.
Fournier gets a wide open look. Spates the pass to Vucevic.
No, come on. Oh my God, just pass it. It was not supposed to be to Vucevic.
Is going to pick up the foul.
God, this game.
And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Bradley's checked in for Langston Galloway.
Problem is, if I hold X to try and get it to one of the guys on the perimeter, then by then they steal it off me. So it's just like
Augustin against Jackson. Harris, right side. Over Spates. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball. Don't try a fadeaway when nobody's guarding you.
Kicks it to Augustin.
Oh, TJ.
Oh, good on the triple.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just
which one it is.
Really
blocked.
It's deflected.
No, it's
that long wingspan of Isaac aids him there in turning away shots, but it's also the
starting to seal this one up now.
When he attacks.
Sink these two.
I think it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030, and I gotta say that's an interesting quote to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you call that building for the long term. They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball.
Nothing more depressing than
and Augustin kicks to Spates. Back to Augustin.
Oh, come on, Joseph.
Off target from 3-point range. Pistons trail by 5. Moving it up. Finished off the break. And it's 13 points for Tobias Harris.
Not playing
really smoking the Nets now after a difficult time shooting in the first half.
And a strong
finish
with 2 hands.
Attacking the defense
Big dunk
with
by
the
small
pass.
man.
Love the unselfishness.
For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Outside Jackson. Picked by Mozgov. Off the pick. Harris drives in.
Gaining more confidence. Tobias putting the team on his back at a crucial point in this game.
See, the one time I want them to come protect the rim, they freaking stay in the perimeter whenever they
everybody's on the same page.
Protect the rim. There's someone wide open.
You know, sometimes the best way to approach it, let your guys know what they're doing well and give them 1 or 2 things that they could have done better.
Gordon's checked in for the Magic. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
During that break, Frank Vogel had some real words for his team. And he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed, guys.
All right, David, thanks. 6 to shoot. Vucevic against Mozgov. And it's Vucevic missing.
Why am I taking a
trail by 3?
Fadeaway with Vucevic? I mean, he can hit those.
Hit by Mozgov. Tipped away. Back to Bradley.
Yes.
Gordon kicks to Fournier. There's the feed to Augustin. Bradley against Fournier. Augustin with it. Lock at 6. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
Get in there, yes.
That one goes in, and it's 9 points for Aaron Gordon. For Detroit, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the 4th, or of 9. Here's Jackson.
Oh, rejected.
107 left to play in the final quarter. Now here's Bradley, the fast break opportunity.
Wide open there.
Come on. Is good. The assist from Harris.
And I like that call. With the game heating up, Bradley's a dependable finisher.
Here's Augustin. At the elbow, it's Gordon. Here's Vucevic.
Yes.
Money!
And we always talk about
Vucevic's timing is so
that assist
easy to hit.
was right on target.
All right. Come on.
Timeout
Got this
called
one
by
now,
Detroit. They're trailing by 5. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Jackson. It falls. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
That's what Jackson's doing right now. Supreme confidence in the clutch.
Pass to Isaac. A 3.
That wasn't a good idea.
Detroit with the rebound.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
Oh, yes.
You can see he's frustrated with that one. Knows it's up to him to make that play.
Here's Vucevic.
Oh, my God, what am I doing?
That 3 off the mark. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
What am I doing?
They're down by 3.
She just held on to it.
There's 21 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
They need to hit a 3, so we just need to block.
Now the Pistons with it. It's a 3-point game. Here's Bullock.
Oh, you can have that all day.
What more can you ask for?
Phenomenal here in the clutch. This is what fans tune in to see.
Need to hit both of these.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Here are the Magic now. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
Come on, hit that. Hit
So
that.
the first
hit
one
that.
drops, and that will put them up by 2.
Come on, DJ, one more.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Needed that.
Were pressure-packed free throws, and he looked as cool as he could be. So big to give them that.
Oh my God, he hit it!
You know, a little inconsistent from deep.
Oh
when he
my
first
God,
entered
he
the
hit
league.
that.
Jackson now an emerging
What?
3-point threat.
You are
Time
shitting
call
me.
here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
God damn it. All right. I really don't think this one got it all time.
9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Augustin to win the game.
Come on, hit that.
Oh, it's off.
Oh,
And
fuck.
we're going
It
to
was
overtime.
in and out.
And regulation
Jesus.
now complete. We will go to overtime.
Oh
And
my
we'll
God,
be
I
back
almost
with
win it.
you right after this.
Overtime. For fuck's sake, are you serious? We had that one freaking nailed. We're up by like 5 points with like a minute left. Man, I can't believe they came back from that. That's bullshit.
And what great competition we're seeing so far. After regulation, the stalemate. And we'll see now how these two teams and these few minutes of basketball pan out. So Detroit will get the first possession. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. On the court for Orlando, the big men are Gordon and Vucevic. Simmons is out there with DJ Augustin. And it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. Bradley can't get it to go.
Nice.
Bradley's gone just 3 of 10 shooting from the field. Now here's Simmons.
Nice, spread out for me.
And here's Augustin. Pass to Vucevic. Can't hit from in close.
I like the aggressive move on the layup attempt, but the defender, he just stayed right with him.
Come on.
Bradley with another miss.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And so he ends up trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
At the line, shooting 2. Nikola Vucevic.
Come on, Vooch. Show me the money.
The first free throw is good.
That's 4 greens in a row. Fucking hell.
He thrives in these big moments.
Perfect timing.
He's always
4
ready
times
to
in a
help
row
put
with
the
Vooch.
game away.
Fucking hell.
The Pistons trailing.
Is that right in it?
Inside, Mozgov, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
And that could be a costly foul there. Mozgov, a pretty good free throw shooter.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
9.
And the second free throw,
Okay,
good.
And just so athletic for
one.
his size. When he first entered the league, Mozgov had knee issues, but still able to play a valuable role on this team.
Augustin, Mozgov with
never
the
gonna
block.
go in. Great D. Should have.
Here's Smith, and he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Come on.
And the Pistons lead by 1.
The competitive nature of Ish. You see it as the game heats up. He rises to the challenge. And if you let the little guy get airborne before you slide over to block him out, he can and will embarrass
Wow,
him.
now we're in trouble.
That's just great court recognition there. He saw the D pack in the lane on the break, so he calmly rolls up and drained the transition through.
Augustin dishes to Gordon. Here's Isaac. Here's Vucevic on target from 13
that didn't
feet.
go in. I was going to go.
Vucevic has got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Smith kicks to Bradley.
Need to stop here.
Mozgov a screen on Simmons. Bradley
Nice
with another
D.
miss.
Come on, guys.
Orlando, they've gone 1 of
No,
4
no, no, no,
from
no.
the field in the overtime period so far. Outside, Simmons.
Slows down.
Some nice ball movement by the Magic.
No, what are you
Pass to
doing? Stop
Isaac.
running into him.
The bucket.
Yes!
With a chance for one more. That one on Mozgov.
Well, that worked out all
And
right.
it's the sequences like this that really give you pause and appreciating how special this young talent is. I mean, he's calm, has a great attitude. And
Yes, we are in the lead, bitches.
Knocking down big shots.
Down by 4, up by 1.
Ties it up with the hoop,
Space of 30 seconds.
Now with the free throw.
What a game this is turning out to be.
The play of the game if they come out on top.
Here is Harris. Outside Bradley.
Oh my God.
Smith kicks to Bradley. And that one
Oh,
clearly gets the
bullshit.
whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
I like the awareness of Avery. Understands he has the
That's it.
defender a
We
little
need
out
one
of
miss. We
position.
need one to miss.
Takes
Come
full
on.
advantage.
And so both free throws good that time. That puts him ahead.
And how about the composure there at the line? A ton of pressure on those free throws.
No.
And he knocks them both down.
Pass to Isaac. Back to Gordon. Dishes it to Simmons.
I don't want to put all my trust in.
5 to shoot. Here's Vucevic.
That was never going to go in.
Outside
Yes.
for Simmons. Here's Isaac.
God.
Pass to
Get out the
Augustin.
way. Come on, Vooch. Don't fuck this up again.
Vucevic down low. Mozgov covering.
No, what are you doing?
Pass to Isaac. Back to Vucevic.
No! Oh my God, no!
The Magic will retain possession.
Oh my
And how
God.
about the reaction time
Come
on
on.
D there? Almost
Alright,
comes
who do
up
I
with
want to
the
take
pick.
this?
You know, these are the little
GA.
plays that can add up when you look over the course of a game.
Get out the way.
Augustin from outside.
Get out. Oh my God! He hit that! What?
To be able to deliver in a moment like that.
And you see his teammates love it. They love it.
What?
Down it goes.
We had 1 second.
Boy, doesn't get any better than that.
One of the greatest shots.
Oh
you'll
my
ever
God,
see.
what a
The
finish.
three
What?
with nothing but zeros left on the clock.
And so the big win.
Oh,
by Orlando in a tight game.
get outta
They
here.
escaped with
No
a victory,
way.
although They needed an extra period to get it done.
Yeah, but what a great
Holy
game. I mean,
shit.
Both teams, I felt like, gave it their all. But when it came to OT, it was just all about sheer determination on their part.
Wow. That's
Folks,
definitely
for
the
our
game of the
broadcast.
season.
Now for
Wasn't
Greg
all that
Anthony,
interesting for the
Steve
most part,
Smith, and David
but
Aldridge.
boy, that
This is
final
Kevin
period
Harlan.
and overtime.
Thanks for watching
Damn.
the NBA here on 2K Sports. We'll see you next
Game.
time. Have a great evening.
Jesus. All right, well, Jesus, it's going to take me a while to get over that one. That was insane. So definitely Vucevic, player of the game. 14 rebounds, look at that. 4 assists for Fournier. Isaac, 5 from 9. And Aaron Gordon. I thought Gordon had a pretty good first quarter, but look at that. 6 from 6 from the line for Vucevic. We were 100% on the day. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Simmons. Oh, man. Whew. That was insane. So, yeah, I mean, 41%, 24%. 41%'s not that good, and 24%'s pretty darn average as well. So, it was our shooting that let us down tonight, but for the most part, 60 to 58. That's quite a small score considering we had an overtime run, but yes. Wow, what a game. Far out. All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Stay tuned for more over the weekend. We head over to UFC 3 tomorrow for another, well, hopefully better result than last time matchup. We're going into, I think it's the lightweight women's division or flyweight women's division. I have no idea, but it's UFC 222, so that should be a whole lot of fun as well. As that, we are over on Automobilista on the V8 Supercars for the first round of the season at the Adelaide 500, and then also on the stock car side of things, we are at Las Vegas this weekend in the NASCAR Racing Series, so plenty to come over the weekend. Stay tuned, and until next time, I will catch you later.